Welcome back to CryptoWealthy channel, guys. In today's video, we're going to go through the trade about Ethereum that we discussed in yesterday's video. We're going to go through the few charts over here about the Bitcoin. Also, what should we and what are we expecting in the Bitcoin price in the next few days or so, or even hours. And also, we do have some problems with the regulations that we need to go through, about the US regulations towards cryptocurrency space in general, also institutional investors about XRP, some delistings. We're going to go through this as quickly as possible. And now, let's begin. So first thing first, we're on the lower time frame over here, ladies and gentlemen. 1 hourly chart, we're still not seeing any higher highs over here, or at least local higher highs. As you can see that the Bitcoin is, since the 3rd January, which is pretty much 2 days ago, is making constantly lower highs over here. And today already we managed to make one more lower high. Unfortunately, Bitcoin is still pushing to the downside. We are still seeing some pressure from the bears. And as we predicted in the previous two videos, make sure to check out previous two videos. We actually predicted this zone of the resistance. So it seems like the Bitcoin managed to find some sort of a top, at least temporarily right now over here. And we predicted reversal into the wave for correction. So far, so good. That prediction is going in a good way. Why is it a good way? Well, you will have one more chance to buy cheaper Bitcoin if you actually want, or to enter the new position onto the leverage maybe or something. So far, so good. We are declining, and also we're not breaking any highs whatsoever, but this could change very quickly. Actually, in an hour or two, or even day or two, make sure to observe the Bitcoin, and the level of $30,000 is very, very important over here. That's the level. If the Bitcoin breaks, we most probably going to see some pullback. Another thing to mention over here is on the RSI and on the MACD. RSI is chilling above level of 50, which is pretty healthy for the bull market. And also we have the MACD restart on the 1 hourly chart. If we switch on the 1 daily chart, you can see that we are still in overbought zone over here. We don't see any divergences whatsoever. And also into the MACD, we need to actually zoom in to see second consecutive day we are seeing some weakness in the histogram, as we mentioned in the yesterday's video, which could also indicate for some of the correction, while those two averages over here are still far away from each other. So this is important to mention also. Now, the reason why we are suspecting on the pullback is because of the formation of the candles. As you can see, we do have hanging man over here, we do have a reversal hammer, and also this doji candle is respecting those two previous candles. We are not breaking any high whatsoever. We are in the bull market, we are stopping, we are coming into the neutral zone, and we may actually return to the downside, but we may also bounce back. So this is one of the reasons why I wouldn't recommend you to trade this, not at least when we break $34,000 over here, or this high we made 2 days ago. Now, as you can see on the Ethereum has some trouble and the problems, and the thing that I learned into the book of candlestick patterns over here is pretty clear and obvious over here. It seems like that the Ethereum for now is making this rally very, very neutral, or at least a little bit more bearish. Why? Well, as you can see, 3 days ago, we had one very big positive candle, and right after that candle, we got one big volatility candle. How we know that? Well, actually, you can see big wick over here and big to the downside, as the body remains a little bit lower over here, smaller body than the previous candle. What this indicates is why you had such a big candle when already next day you had a big volatility and smaller candle to the next day, So as you can see, even today's candle is even smaller. This pretty much gives you the clue that the bulls are in trouble over here, and the bears are pretty much stopping them over here, or at least giving them pretty good trouble to push to the upside. If this was very, very, very good and strong rally, those two candles should be much bigger and secure from those wicks, out of the wicks, because those wicks are pointing you to uncertainty. And one thing the market does not like the most is the uncertainty. So this is the reason why we got out of the position that I showed you in the previous video. You need to check out previous video. It's very interesting trade. 10x leverage, we got 32%, which is 310% if I'm good in math over here. So very, very good for now. As we can see, the histogram over here on the Ethereum on the daily chart is showing us pretty good strength in the price, while the money flow is pretty overbought, which could be bearish if the Ethereum starts respecting this and follow the Bitcoin price, which, as you know, as we mentioned, could go to the downside. So this is some of the analysis that I discussed that we're going to do trading on this channel, and at the same time we're going to do analysis so you can learn something why we did this, that, or that, so you can, analyze that and implement maybe in your strategy, in your learning, whatever. This is some of the reasons why we got out of the position, because of uncertainty and overbought territory both in the Bitcoin and the Ethereum, and also some altcoins started to raging in the previous days or so, and some of them are also, as you can see, a link over here. Nevertheless, link still didn't manage to push from this consolidation pattern, which could bring it to the all-time high. We are declining over here, as you can see, big doji candle decline from this level of resistance. Already next one, which is today, is trying to break this level of resistance. We may actually trade this if we break and find level of support on this level of resistance, but for now it's too early. We don't want to rush into anything, especially if the Bitcoin starts declining. Most probably link will follow that movement also, so that's why you need to be very, very patient and take care of it. It's better to miss the opportunity than to lose your money because you were very, very speedy to take the position which was not meant to be taken. Very interesting chart that I want to mention is the VET over here, or VeChain. VeChain is trying to make all-time high. As you can see over here, it's making it already today, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, and this is incredible. I'm very, very happy for the VeChain holders. Congratulations to everybody. We're going to see how the VeChain is making history over here. Very, very nice. Now, the thing that I want to warn you also, as you can see, is some possible bearish divergence over here, because this could be exaggerated bearish divergence. As you can see, the price is showing you pretty good run, but also the money flow into the market is stopping slowly and the volume is dropping. So be careful, ladies and gentlemen, because this could indicate a little bit of the correction over here, especially because of these big wicks that the VeChain tends to do. So just be careful, that's all I want to say. And last but not least, over here on the XRP and on the charts in general, we can see that the XRP is struggling to break this level of resistance over here, or in the previous case, if we switch from logarithmic chart to the normal, you can see this was good level of support since March, when we drop to that big black swan event, if you remember. And as you can see, we are still declining from it. Now, I wouldn't buy this before it breaks 41 cents, because as you know, we did some big technical analysis in the previous videos about XRP. You need to check that out, and check out Alessio Rastani, what he discussed about these waves and everything, because XRP is in big trouble, especially because of the SEC. And I'm about to show you some news that are not so bullish, especially some institutions who are still decided to drop the XRP, and that happened actually yesterday. But it's surprisingly good that the price still didn't react on that. It seems like that the sellers are slowing down, or at least there are no more sellers to sell XRP on these levels over here, so there are more holders. This is the reason why we don't want to listen to news and connect them with the price, because show me the charts and I show you the news. I bet you heard this before. Now, one bullish stuff over here that we need to mention on the chart, if we exclude MACD, actually we don't need to exclude MACD, let's mention the RSI first. We can zoom in over here, and as you can see, we are making some bullish divergences over here on the daily chart, as you can see. And if we zoom out, you can see that we are making also lower low on those bearish divergences on the RSI, also on the chart, which should indicate some push to the upside. Let's see how the XRP will play out, and if the XRP will play out this in the next days or so. Also, the same thing applies for the MACD. As you can see, histogram is showing us some sort of a fade out on the bearish momentum, and those two moving averages, it seems like they are going to cross each other already tomorrow or day after. As you can see, they are both closer and closer to each other, which could indicate new rally to the upside, towards 41.5 cents, which we discussed that we need to break if we want to see bull market into the XRP also. Another indication over here, if the next 4 days XRP stays at this level, then we are going to close with the doji candle, which could indicate also bottoming formation for the XRP and push to the upside. You need to observe also weekly chart, because weekly chart is very, very important. Now, I want to give you a secret about how to recognize possible turn of event into some rally, you know, when one rally is stopping and when other is starting. As you can see, we are over here on the Heiken Ashi candlestick, and the Heiken Ashi with combination of the MACD can give you the signal on exact day, actually maybe with a lagging of 1 day only, when you are going to see return to the upside or, you know, to the downside. When you see MACD crossing each other over here, and you see actually the one of the green candle or white candle or whatever your chart is, then this should be a signal that you will see push to the upside. Usually, as you can see over here, whenever you have such a stuff as you had, for example, over here, this transition to the bearish side, then you saw the first candle over here after those two fake ones, you had a pretty good push towards the bottom of this descending triangle formation. Now, the same thing applies if you zoom in a little bit over here. For example, if you zoom in over here on the MACD, this was 6th of July, you had a cross of these candles over here, actually of these moving averages, I'm sorry, and you had a big push to the upside. Let's see what happened with the price and with the candlesticks. As you can see, we had transition also over here with a little bit of lagging, as I mentioned before, and you had a big rally. So these two indications, if you mix both of these indications, you can see reversal pattern and you can actually catch the bottom. That's not good to do always, but if you have good risk reward ratio with a little bit tighter stop loss, then it could be your very good chance. So there is a probability that I may actually do at least one trade on this pattern. We will see how this will develop. I need to observe this in the next few days very carefully and maybe enter the position with the leverage to get out before it starts turning around. But we will see how this will develop in the future. Now, let's jump into some news because we do have something interesting to discuss about. It's bad news on regulatory side from the US, which we shouldn't care too much. It's a bad news for the XRP and the bad news about the listings. Unfortunately, we're bringing some bad news today, but we need to look at that side also. Now, in the previous days that I didn't read about too much, Andreessen Horowitz joins push against FinCEN's 11th hour crypto rules. The venture capital firm has taken issue with US regulators' latest move against cryptocurrencies. So according to a blog post by a 16Z general partner Catherine Hone, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network has issued a rushed, non-vetted rule under the clock of the holidays that violates the government's own established rulemaking procedures. FinCEN, which operates under the purview of Steven Mnuchin's Department of the Treasury, introduced a proposed regulation late last month that would restrict money services businesses as well as US-registered cryptocurrency exchanges from transacting with so-called self-hosted wallets. It seems like those guys are not going to let it go so easily. They just don't want to regulate crypto as they should. Effectively, the new regulation would require various cryptocurrency entities to collect and report detailed personal identifiable information of their customers' counterparties. So they want full control of their customers and they want who is and why is buying cryptocurrencies, in what time and whatever. Now this is interesting because in addition to failing to solve any of the problems it purports to address, Hone says that the rule violates the 4th Amendment of the US Constitution by expanding the competencies of the Bank Secrecy Act. This is not good. Hone said FinCEN has proposed at the 11th hour of an outgoing administration a rule that has all the hallmarks of an arbitrary and capricious agency actions. Brian Armstrong, the CEO of a major US cryptocurrency firm Coinbase, echoed this sentiment on Twitter. As you can see, this is the Twitter. We're not going to read it. So tell me, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Is this good for you? Is this good that the US just want to dump all cryptocurrencies from the US market? What are they doing and why are they doing this kind of a stuff? This is serious and this will take effect on the cryptocurrency space in the future, believe it or not. Now also very quickly, good news, Bitwise AUM surpasses 500 million as institutions flock to crypto. The fund managers, this is the most famous fund in the cryptocurrency space. As you can see, they're holding Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, and 7 other cryptocurrencies. The press releases reads Bitwise saw record inflows into its funds during Q4 2020, surpassing the total cumulative inflows of 2018 and 2019 combined. This is very positive. Well, that news is positive because, as you can see, retail investors started to get into the Bitcoin, maybe through the funds, maybe directly, who knows, but as you can see, the trend are actually rising to the upside. Good news about funds are raising all the time, all-time highs are getting hit all the time, so it seems like that the retail investors are starting slowly to get in, as we predicted and mentioned in the many previous videos. After we see media talk about Bitcoin so much, then the retail investors, that money is going to come in and pump your bags, most probably, so be prepared. And now some bad news about XRP, unfortunately. Grayscale dumps XRP, here's where it's putting the cash. Grayscale Investment is the latest major crypto player to drop its association with Ripple's token. Actually, this happened yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, and uses the remaining funds to buy up more Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and the Litecoin. Why Bitcoin Cash? But okay, that's their choice. And official announcement from them, XRP was removed following DLC funds quarterly review. No other assets qualified for inclusion. The below table highlights DLC funds waiting as of January 4th, 2021, BTC, Ethereum, BCH, and LTC. Switching to the next one, bad news, XRP holders ask court to stop the SEC from calling their holding securities. Actually, this is a little bit funny, but this is also some desperate moves from the holders. So they actually sent the letter to the SEC. The petitioners argue that the SEC's action operates in defiance of its statutory mandate to protect investors. Instead of protecting investors and sharing information to help investors make informed decisions as required by the mission statement, they responded knowingly and intentionally caused multi-billion-dollar losses to innocent investors who have purchased, exchanged, received, and or acquired the digital asset XRP, including the named petitioners and all other similarly situated. Wow, this is a desperate move. Let me know in the comment section down below which one it is. It's not just legally wrong and intellectually dishonest, but it is absurd to call the XRP held by thousands of innocent investors who have absolutely no connections to Ripple or its executives' securities. Now, some good news. Temporarily, Uphold will not delist XRP before court decision. This is also good. Uphold has decided to continue listing XRP until and unless the SEC's complaint is adjudicated in the SEC's favor and XRP is judged to be a security today or trading volume dissipates to a point where we can no longer support XRP. Switching to the one more, unfortunately, also bad news. US exchanges are suspending or delisting XRP left and right. Binance US and eToro are the latest exchanges to discontinue XRP trading in America as Ripple faces the SEC's enforcement's hammer. This is not good. So this is the last news for today, ladies and gentlemen. It's bad, unfortunately, but we need to cover them so we can be aware of what is going on in the crypto space and about this XRP. Now, I think this is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is enough information for today. Let me know in the comment section down below what do you think about all of this. We're going to cover also Apollo Currency very soon. They have some new listings. They do have some more incredible stuff that even they are doing right now. We're soon going to have some big announcements about that cryptocurrency that has data sharding, most fastest and sustainable blockchain in the world, and some incredible products for the countries, for the governments, and God knows what else that many governments are going to use that. You can check Apollo products that we are covering all the time. We're not sponsored by them, but we endorse their blockchain because it is one of the most complicated and best blockchain in the world. Now, I want to thank each last one of you for hitting the like, subscribe, watching our videos, and until the next episode, happy trading and goodbye.